All right, guys, so now let's take a look at the volume stuff. So in what I uploaded, uh, the notes file, I put the volume formulas on the first page. So here they are. And then I've worked out one of each. You lucky dogs, you. All right, so this one's a cone. So it's important to identify the shape first because we need to know what formula to use. So the formula for the cone is right here, 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times the height of the cone. And so again, 1/3 just right here, pi is here. R squared, the radius is 5, so that's 5 squared times the height, which is 10. And you do all that, you get 250 pi divided by 3. Convert over to a decimal using this button on your calculator, and you will get this. All right, the second one is a triangular prism. I know because it's a prism with a triangle in it. And remember, the important thing to know when you're working with triangular anythings is when you're finding the area of the triangle or working with this, we do not use the hypotenuse. So remember, the hypotenuse is the longest side across from the right angle, so we do not use that one. So for a triangular prism, you're going to do 1/2 times the length times the width times the height. So that'll be 1/2 times these 3 dimensions. So remember, just the one that isn't the hypotenuse is what we don't want to use. We want to have one leg of the triangle. We want to have the other leg of the triangle, and then we want to have the height that sticks kind of up off of that. Okay, so this will give you 6. So for a sphere, it's 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. So if you want to put cubed into your calculator, you'll hit that button to get to the exponent. So you'll hit up 3. Okay, and so for this one, we just plug it in. The only thing we have to find is the radius. But what's important to notice here is that the thing they give you is the diameter. So in order to find the radius, we're going to divide the diameter by 2. So 10.6 divided by 2 is going to give me 5.3. And that's what goes in here because remember the formula calls for the radius. All right, moving on to a cylinder. This one is pi times radius squared times height. And so for this one, the radius is just given. That's 8. That's my kid yelling, sorry. She wants to get down right now. Please. Sophie, can you get her down, please? Wipe her hands. All right, so I don't remember where I was. Okay, radius squared times the height of the cylinder, and that's this guy right here. So we plug it all in, we get 576 pi, which again, we want to use that convert button on the calculator, and it gives us this. Right, so the next type is a rectangular prism, and sometimes I shade in, especially on prisms, I shade in whatever the base is, just so I can get a little better look at it. And so for this, we just want length times width times height. And so that's what this is. So one side, the other side, and then the piece that sticks off there, okay? So we multiply those together, and this is what we get. All right, next example is a triangular pyramid. And the formula for this is 1/3 times the area of the base, that's what big B is, and times the height of the actual pyramid. And so we know this is a triangular pyramid because the base is a triangle. Okay, we know it's a pyramid because it's pinched at the top instead of looking really boxy like this one. Okay, so we just plug it in, 1/3. Area of the base, well, this is a triangle. And so to find area of the base, we need to use the formula for the area of a triangle. And remember, again, we're going to use the 2 legs of the triangle that are not the hypotenuse. So we're going to use that. That is base and height of the triangle. So 1/3 times 1/2 coming from this formula times base of triangle, height of triangle times height of pyramid. And that is this right here. Okay, that's how tall the pyramid is. So put all of that in your calculator and you'll get 48 miles cubed. All right. So again, really important thing to remember is just that we don't use the hypotenuse on these. All right. So number 10 is a rectangular pyramid. And guess what? I know it's a rectangular pyramid because the base is a rectangle. And so big B here is just going to be length times width, just like the normal rectangle formula. So we're going to have 1/3 times length times width, 7 times 4 times the height of the pyramid.
Mama,
What, baby?
can I help?
Well, in just 1 second, you can, sure. I'll let you say hi, okay?
Mama, can I? Is that your hand?
It is. It is. Isn't that neat? Come over and put your hands in. Come over. Come over here. All right, I'm going to keep going. So for all these that are word problems, they straight up give you the dimensions, folks. You just plug them in. There's my 3-year-old's hand. It's probably got pizza on it. Any case, and if you have one like this that
Mama,
gives you too much,
can I?
that gives you too much, 3 yards tall, that's going to be your height. And then when you're given 3 dimensions, if that's the right triangular base, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. And I know that the 5 is the hypotenuse and the one I don't use because the hypotenuse is the biggest. Right? And from there, we just plug straight into the formula.
Mama, can I draw?
Yeah. So, Lily, wave bye to everybody. Do this. Wave bye. Up under the cameras right here. Look, there it is. Wave bye. Sweet. All right, guys. So,
Can I push the button?
thanks a lot. And let me know if you have questions.